really, really wish that people would take the time it takes to get to know. You don't have to be a world-class horseman to give these things a good deal. I've heard this statement 1,000 times, "Oh, I'm not a horse trainer." Well, I'll tell you what, if you get in the pen with a horse, if you walk by a horse, you're a horse trainer. You're training that horse, either positive or negative. No matter if you have contact with that horse, you're training it. Take the time, learn how to be around these things and where to be and where not to be on these animals, and it'll be a better deal for the horse. It'll be a way better deal for the human being. I'm Dan Mullen, and along with my wife and my family, we run Clay Ranch Quarter Horses in Cartwright, Manitoba. We're equine operation focused mainly on breeding, raising, training, selling quality quarter horses throughout North America. The history of Clay Ranch began in approximately 1988 when my wife and I were married. We started a conventional farming operation in partnership with my brothers. We had cattle, grain, and there's always some horses involved in the handling of the cattle and etc. So we evolved from that to a point where we had a bunch of horses and went into business on our own as an equine operation. When we first got heavily involved in the industry, my uncle Larry Hicks, who had been in the industry for some time by then, got us outfitted with a group of mares that he found from an old friend of his, Wallace Hall, and they were gorgeous animals. Going across the hills in the Badlands of North Dakota, it was awesome. But we had our work cut out for us to get them to the point where they were you could even deal with them at all. And it wasn't their fault, they just never had hands laid on them. So, it came out pretty good. Some of those old mares got to be pretty quiet, and they were all very respectful. And they're just good using horses. They're nothing fancy about them, they were just good using horses. And that's what we based our whole program on, and it's just kind of evolved from there.
My name is Colleen Mullen, and my role is ranch mom. Clay Ranch has gone from two dewy-eyed 20-year-olds making a life together to a couple of middle-aged parents who are extremely proud of what their three kids have done and what they have built. Everyone in our family has different likes and dislikes, just like any other family, but we all pull together when we need to. When it comes to the work at Clay Ranch, even though it might not be what makes everyone's day, we all pitch in and we help go mend fence, or we help pick bales, or we help clean the barn, or pull burrs out of horses' manes. We all step together. We've learned a lot about each other. We've learned some things to say, some good trigger words, some bad trigger words, some things to avoid saying. We've learned patience, and I think most importantly, we've learned to try to be always kind to each other and kind to the people around us, because you never know what anyone else is dealing with.
The horse industry has evolved, I think, immensely from when I was a kid. The horses are becoming better, more talented, more athletic. You breed better horses to better horses, you're going to get better horses yet. So that's really working. This is an industry where if you're not changing, you're going backward. Probably the biggest challenge we have in this era for ranchers, cowboys, if you want to call them horsemen, is the cost of doing business now compared to the returns. It's not a profitable business. I've heard it said it's not much of a living, but a hell of a way of life, and that's true. I would feel like the stockman sacrifices a lot. There's always going to be challenges to ranching and horses in general, and that's part of the deal. That's why you do it, because it's not the same every day. Yeah, you do this because it's different. It's something you're facing something every day, whether it's weather or fence or unruly cattle or horses that just don't want to cooperate that day. There's always something, and that's what you got to think on your feet. You got to be able to deal with things, same as your horse does. It's you got to be as adaptable as the horses and the cattle that live on the land. So that's probably the biggest attraction to this job, business, whatever you might call it, is that there always is challenges, and that's the best part of it.